All right, then. Welcome back. Limeade 4.0, presented by Lime City. We're on day 2, of course. I'm your boy, Apache Smash. We're about to watch a race between TheOtherScot and Vermillion, Metal Gear Solid 3, VE. I absolutely love this run. I'm going to be casting this one with Theory. What's up, Theory?
Hello, hello. I'm good.
That's awesome to hear. Before we get started, I am going to read a quick donation. Our very own Theory donated $50. He said, don't forget to grab a Bloco Moloko. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's close enough.
Yeah.
And of course, we never forget to grab them in our run. And Days Ahead donated $15 with no comment. Make up a comment for Days Ahead. Let's go Metal Gear. All right, we're straight into the race. We are straight in there. We're playing on the HD edition, of course, on the Xbox Series S or X. They're both the same speed, as far as we know. I don't think the game could load any faster, to be honest with you.
No, it's probably limited to a certain amount.
Yeah, we're starting up on this right side, grabbing our backpack. Vermillion, of course, arguably like the best active player of MGS3 now, I think. World records in, everything. The emulator, Xbox, PS3. Can't beat Major on the PS3, but he's pretty damn good at the game. Scott is relatively new to the run. He's already picking up insane times, like a 108 in VE, which is no joke. Requires some solid practice. And yeah, comparatively, just not been doing it that long compared to them, but still well in with a shot of winning this race today. Don't forget to bet, of course. We've got a little bit of time left on the prediction. So, VE. Anyone who runs this game on any difficulty, top level and all that, they will tell you need to learn VE. Mastery of VE will make you good at European Extreme. It's the perfect stepping stone, and it's nice and easy to pick up. You run this as well, right, Fury?
Yeah, I started. It's been on the burn and the back burner for a long time, and then I decided to finally do it when the emulator got okayed on the boards. It was just easy to do it there. But I'll probably play it on console, or whatever. When if the master collection comes to PC, then I'll do it there as well. Get back into it. But yeah, it's where I started. You told me to start here, so
yeah, it's gotta be done. So the characteristics are you have everything and you need to minimize time loss all over the place. Some of the boss strategies are as hard as what we do in European Extreme just because of how tight they are for time, and failure means you have to reset the room. So it can be super tricky, and also there's some crazy fast IL strats you can do on things like the Ocelot unit. You can do the Ocelot unit in seconds, but it carries a heavy risk of messing it up, and if you mess it up, you'll lose so much time. But Virtuous Mission is pretty chill. We can take an alert there. It's fine. It clears off in the next room. Don't take an alert in this room because you can't meet Sokolov while you're in the alert stage. Both of them will just take out that guard. So it's one trank on any guard. Will knock them out.
You'll be surprised how easy it is to actually take an alert in this room 1v.
Yeah, it's like your movement has to be perfect. Like your line to the door there has to be absolutely perfect. Because we don't want to mess around menuing the ease gun for this section because it's going to get unequipped after we finish the Virtuous Mission. But yeah, I don't think you'll see. I don't think you'll see much separation between the two. I mean, this right now could be chalked up to pressing start at the different time.
Yeah,
at the start of the run.
I feel like this might come down to bosses because there is a few RNG elements to them, and then maybe like you say, start menu stuff because there's a little bit of menuing that it's done throughout the run, and I think maybe save prompts. If people forget, there will be save prompts.
Yeah, for Vermillion's menuing is going to be insanely good because he runs all the difficulties. It's one of the things that just takes hours to set in. Knowing your shorthands for getting to the stun grenades in one press, getting to the easy gun in one press, things like that. And just you start to build up a mental picture of where every item is or where it sits in the inventory so you can menu really fast. That just comes with time. Everyone gets it after they played for so many hours.
It's the same across the board for all the games as well. You just learn where everything is in the menu, like you said. It's just time put in.
Yeah, it's something that seems like so unintuitive at first, but then you become like you gain like a mastery of it. The other thing is like there are huge killers for time loss in this run. So the Ocelot has quite a fair bit of variance, but it's nothing compared to the likes of the fear, like messing up the fear and not getting a one cycle fight. The end, so the end strat that we do in VE is like it's ridiculously precise, and if you miss it, you have to fake death pill and reset, so it loses like
Yeah.
minimum 30 seconds. So things like that are where runners can get caught out. The Fury is, of course, always a meme, especially on the Xbox version. The Fury is like the biggest meme on this version of the game because the fight just isn't meant to be. It's just not meant to stay at 60 FPS. I think that's what causes problems with it. But he'll do weird stuff like he'll take one hit and fly off instantly, and he will shoot the wrong way sometimes, and he'll stand in weird parts of the room. You know, hopefully we won't see any of that today, but it's always a risk. Like no matter how good you are at the game, you can't plan for things like that.
No, it's just like you say, it's RNG. I know there is a if I'm not mistaken, there is one part or one like pattern where you can actually land on the walkway that you are walking along to get down to that fight, which is arguably the worst spot possible.
Yeah, and of course, I'm reluctant to even bring this up, but you can actually get trapped out of bounds. We have seen 3 or 4 people. It happens to 3 or 4 people, but the Fury can get fully trapped outside of bounds.
So we don't want that.
Yeah, hopefully not today. It tends to happen in more like casual playthroughs, but you never know. A difference with VE is we won't grab the box here because there's an easier place to get the box or like a faster place to get the box later in the warehouse. We want to we minimize everything in this run, so we want to do like 1 or 2 menus for the whole game.
We'll see what stats they go for.
Oh my god, Vermillion's going for crazy IL Ocelot unit.
Yep, the 2 stun.
This is insane if he gets this.
Oh,
unlucky. Depending on how Scott does here, this might be worth it anyway. This might turn out okay.
Yeah.
Oh my god, he got an extra guard somewhere. Where is he? Oh no, use auto aim. You should never like fire it in first person, but yeah, he's picked it up there. I would have CQC'd him as well. Like,
yeah, Scott went for the easy gun strat, which is I'm pretty sure faster than using the 1911 on the barrel. I'm not 100% sure. You might know that, or a few of the other top tier runners would know that. But it's definitely more comfortable for most people. It's just unfortunate that Scott didn't get them all. You have to basically do it you have to get the timing right so that you stun them all in the group. They don't run off, but unfortunately they spread out a little bit, and that's when it just doesn't work.
Yeah, I think decent decent Ocelot units from both of them. Yeah, and respect for Vermillion going for the absolute crazy IL.
Yeah,
he would have pulled like 10-15 seconds ahead if he got away with that. I think it's kind of RNG whether or not the stun will get everyone, because the Ocelot unit can end up in like so many different positions from where they move at the start because they all like bump into each other. So it does seem like it's RNG, but all the credit in the world for going for it. I think we'll see that in world record runs going forward. I think that'll become standard. Just going for that.
Yeah. I think people will become a little bit more consistent in it. I think they'll just figure out. The more it gets done, the more they'll figure out exactly how to make it work.
Yeah, I think there'll be like a perfect position that always gets all of them, or there'll be like a little setup you do that takes like a second or whatever, but you always get like the fast knockouts on them all. But yeah, they're a little bit different from European Extreme. We go on the right side of the lake. It's a little bit faster than going on the left side. The reason you go on the left side and higher difficulties is because you need the pack of grenades, but we don't actually need them on VE because we can just use stun grenades. You get 10 stun grenades on VE, and that's exactly enough for everything we need. We use them all the way up to the end, and we have like just enough with 10.
And if you don't have 10 by the time you need them, there are backups along the way.
Yeah, certainly.
I'm not sure why you wouldn't have them, but you never know. There's a mistake somewhere.
Absolutely, there's plenty to pick up along the route. You'll see Vermillion here unequips the easy gun, and if it's on your previous, as soon as the Ocelot fight starts, you can instantly equip it. And there's a few fights you can do that on. But yeah, we're just going to use auto aim. So we hit Ocelot, throw a stun grenade goes off, hit Ocelot, instantly throw another stun grenade. The idea is to just keep him trapped in the middle of the room. Unlucky Scott may have messed this up here by equipping the D mic. Ooh, Ocelot's doing some weird stuff with Vermillion as well. He's going for the headshot. Yeah. Nice recovery.
Nice. Scott got really good. Verm had a little bit of trouble there, it seemed like. I think he missed the second headshot. You kind of want to, you have to hit the first headshot after the second, like, cycle. And then Ocelot takes his hands away from his face from the stun, and you only get like a second or so to shoot him again. And if you miss, he just runs to a different location. But Verm was able to, like, clutch it out. He did run forwards. So
yeah, 100% a better fight for TheOtherScot there. Really nice Ocelot fight, textbook. Quick donation, Dr. Proofrock. Hello, Dr. Proofrock. Donated $25. Happy Father's Day, Jag. Wishing the best for you and your family. Thanks so much for that, mate. A lot of people say that I look like the child of TheOtherScot and Dr. Proofrock. And I can't even be mad because it might actually be true, kind of. Right, we're going into the pain fight. The pain fight on VE is super fun. So you can actually skip this fight using 2 fake death pills, but because of how fast you can actually beat this boss and how awkward it is to do the pain skip, it's probably better to just fight him. But I could see someone like Vermillion, if he practiced it ahead of time, just going for it anyway, just to show it off. Oh, he looks like he's doing it. I knew it.
He did say he was going to throw some fun stuff in. Just to make it entertaining. So.
I guess we really get to see the difference between the 2 fights now, though. Like, so you need to do 2 fake death pills to get past the load trigger for... Oh, I don't think he's got it here, you know. Oh my god, he has!
Oh,
the second one's so much easier. Scott's in phase 2, so I think Scott will come out ahead here if he gets some clean body shots and no roll away from the pain.
Oh.
If he gets the shield up... No, he should have it here.
Nice.
Yeah, I thought he would have it. So yeah, a V pain fight is faster to do the actual fight, but beautiful from Vermillion to show off the skip anyway. Definitely lost a bit of time for it. That is not an easy skip to execute either. So not only is it slower, but if you even slightly get into the wrong position, you'll start the fight. So respect for showing it off. Respect for showing it off. I would love to see a bit of cheekiness like that.
To be honest, Vermillion is a lad, and it's tippable. It's tippable.
Would you say it was raw?
Yeah, in the words of Vermillion, it was definitely raw.
It was super raw. But yeah, I think that's maybe the first time we've seen a pain skip in a marathon. It's just not typically done.
Like you said, it's in VE, that fight is easy enough to do to the point where, like, you're just costing yourself time doing it.
Yeah.
And the reality is like, what is it? It's only maybe V and easy. You can do that skip on anyway, right? Because you have to have enough pills.
You can do it on hard. You can do it on everything up to hard. You need 2 fake death pills to do it. You only get 1 in European Extreme, and even so, you need 1 for the fear, because the fear would be so much slower without it. So you can do it on hard because you get 3, but it probably only saves time on hard. It might save time on normal, but it probably only saves time on hard. And obviously, if you play on the PlayStation 2, you avoid 2 loading screens, so it's probably faster for like easy and normal on the PlayStation 2 as well. On the Xbox, we have crazy load speeds, so we don't worry about that. But Vermillion, he just likes to show off something that's a little bit more unique, a little more interesting. And we'll equip the 1911 here. That's because we want to deal some damage to the end. It's really important that we get this little bit of damage off. So we're going to do a 1 cycle end fight later, and it's only possible because of the damage you deal here. So that damage, when the fight starts later, he has a little bit of stamina missing, and that's what makes the 1 cycle kill possible. Which, as I say, is really difficult to do. Do not take it for granted how hard this is to do. So we're going to warehouse with an alert. Hopefully don't get knifed by any guards. And we actually delay the alerts to not get the shield guards at the door, because they can just block the door. But now we're going to pick up the box. We don't menu it yet. We're going to menu it all in one later when we pick up the Mosin Nagant. Haven't mentioned earlier, but every VE run always gets the leech rank because we don't even want to waste time to menu to get rid of the leech.
Also, perfect example of how well the hitboxes are coded in this game. From TheOtherScot there, you can be half a mile away from that guard at the end and roll straight past and still knock him over.
Sorry if I'll lag out at all.
Oh,
It's raining outside, so
I
my
just saw
internet's
your
bad.
message. Sorry, they're onto the lab anyway, and on VE then you can normally use the skies, right, in the European Extreme, but
Yeah.
on VE they don't have to because the guards are so blind on VE
because
that they just want to walk in.
so on lower difficulties you have less guards to start with, and so European Extreme are disguiseless lab is possible, but for the amount of time it takes to menu the scientist disguise, it actually saves time. On lower difficulties, you don't need to worry about it because we only need to make sure we don't get an alert up to Granin so we can access him, and then we can take an alert on the way out and it doesn't matter because it'll clear off at the fear. So you gotta be careful because if you do get an alert, you're gonna have to fake death pill and reset. And the auto aim can be a little bit finicky. Vermillion with a textbook like static camera, auto aim shot, which is a little bit risky and not something he normally goes for either. He's very much like the newer players. They're all super into their 3D cameras. I don't like it personally.
Yeah, it's not your. I know you're an old school. Well, to be honest though, for the lab, I've tried it on both when I first started learning this, and I messed up really badly at one time in a run using the snake eater camera, and never again. And like Verm always says, like has said to me, he's like, MGS3 is one of those games where you learn to run it, and for a lot of people, as soon as they make a really bad mistake in one of their runs, they switch. They never go back to the same thing they did. They're just like, nope, I don't trust it. I'm not doing it, and they just do it in like another way. Like in this case, they just use the snake eater camera or they use the 3D camera, depending on how well it goes to them. You can use either or though, right? It's just preference, as far as I'm aware.
Both are as usable as the other. It's just how
Yeah.
you play with them. Yeah, like how. I don't want to say one's better than the other. People have had much success with the 3D cam and a lot of success with the static cams. It's whatever is personal preference to you.
Yeah.
I prefer not using the 3D cam because I don't want an extra thing to deal with, like moving the camera around. That's all.
Yeah, that's true.
It definitely makes like auto aim shots and stuff easier, 100%. But yeah, they picked up the handkerchief there. That is a thing that's only for races because you can use it to end the Sorrow fight really fast. And we'll point that out later. For a run for the leaderboard, none of the time during the Sorrow counts towards the in-game timer. So it doesn't matter how fast you do it. It simply matters for a race.
That's good to know because I think I picked it up in my board run.
Oh, Scott got out of the thing a little bit early there and got electrocuted. I think he's fine. I think he's just managed to stay a little bit ahead here.
It's neck and neck, pretty much. This next fight could determine it because they're going to get into the fear here, and they're going to do a specific setup using the fake death pill, as was mentioned earlier. So Scott's going to take the death pill, and he's going to wait for the fear to drop down, and then he's going to wait a specific like visual cue. Yeah, you can use the music, I believe, as well. Most people, I'm pretty sure, look at this visual cue. Yeah, and as soon as fear starts walking, he's going to revive, throw a stun, and then either knife or shoot him once the stun pops. And then all his damage is just going to be converted into stamina damage, and it's just the quickest way to kill the fear on the.
I was a little bit concerned for both of them there. They had like 1 or 2 extra shots before the fear ran off.
Yeah, they make it look easy, but when you start first learning this, you don't realize how like little time you actually have even there to do that fight. Like you don't get very much time. You can't run off there, as Apache said.
Oh, the other Scott went for it. He went for it.
Yeah.
Vermillion gets it, but he gets the second animation.
You got the horrible animation.
There's actually a quicker grab you can do on the handrail where you don't go over the top, and that would have just pulled Vermillion ahead. But I think it was a little bit faster for Vermillion.
I think there might be like less than half a second difference right now.
It's a nothing burger, but this next part is the end. It's not the end of the run. It's a boss called the end. There's also a boss called the boss, but that's not this boss. That boss is at the end, and this next boss, the end, will be a huge decider. So last time Scott did this run in a marathon, he absolutely botched the end. Like, I think it was, nerves, first marathon performance, that kind of thing. We've all been there. Yeah. But it is something that's very easy to mess up. If you miss a single shot, you're going to have to reset. Like, you absolutely have to do this next fight perfectly, or you won't kill him on the first screen. And the only recovery is to reset with a fake death pill. So,
yeah,
it's all on there. This is a big fight in VE. And I always tell people, this is as hard as any fight you learn in European Extreme. If you compare the end on European Extreme to the end on VE, it's easier to do the European Extreme.
I was about to say, I'm not an expert at EE, but having done the end on VE, you have no backup. The backup is, like Apache said, you kill like with the fake death pill and you just reset. There is no backup. If you miss, you miss. You're done for.
Yeah, you cannot miss any of the shots here. You can't make any mistakes.
Yeah. So see how well they do.
It requires like all headshots as well. You have to, you don't have to dodge the shot from the end, but if you get hit by him, you have even less time to perform the actions. But basically, going to throw 3 stuns, going to headshot him, wait for him to load his gun. The sound of him loading his gun, dodge a bullet from him. If you get hit, it's fine, but it means you have even less time to do stuff. Is Verm going to get it? Nice. Wow, they both got it as well. Yeah. Do you know what that reminds me of? It reminds me of seeing 2 5+1 Harriers at the same time in MGS2. It's a similar feeling, right? And here it is, like one of only 2 menus in the game. Every credit to TheOtherScot keeping up with Vermillion. Like, Vermillion's been playing a lot longer than him. And Vermillion's done a ton of races as well, and having that race experience really matters. But Scott is executing so well.
Yeah, that's so true. As someone who's done a stupid amount of races in MGS2 V, like it's key when you're racing against someone, like you say, having that experience, like not being nervous for stuff because you're so used to it. It makes all the difference.
I'm going to let the music of the ladder play out. This is my gift to you, the stream. Enjoy, sing along if you know the words at home. Absolutely beautiful. I was singing along personally. I hope you were all singing along as well. All right, mountains. One of the benefits of running on the Xbox is this area doesn't lag. On every other version of the game, this area, the FPS will drop, and so you have to look at the floor. You might see Vermillion look at the floor anyway because he's so used to doing it from playing so much of the other versions. I'm not really sure where the emulator sits for this area, but if any area is going to lag, it's going to be this area. It's worth talking about now how they have the poison from the fear on them, as well as the leech, and the easy gun's regeneration is not enough to combat against those two things combined, and so they lose stamina and they lose health. So the Fury becomes a real risk of killing them. It doesn't matter what difficulty you play on. Fire damage is dangerous in this game. It's the highest DPS you can encounter, and also the Fury can knock you off the edge to your death, which means it doesn't matter what difficulty you're playing on. If you fall to your death, it's an instant kill. So they're going to be battling the Fury with not only basically no health, but also because their stamina is below half, their aim will shake. So you can see all kinds of weird stuff on the Fury. You got to be careful when you're rolling into these guards on the mountain, because sometimes if you roll from a ledge, like any kind of incline, sometimes they get like weird iframes or the roll doesn't connect. So you'll see them like take extra steps through the guard to make sure that roll hits. You get some weird MGS3 interactions otherwise. They'll pick up the RPG. It's a little bit faster to pick up the RPG. I still don't do it because you can't teach an old dog new tricks and all that. It just means that you don't have to menu it later. Vermillion equipped the RPG now, which makes me think he's going to use it on Rykov, which is pretty cool if it happens. You see, Scott didn't have his box on when he entered the room, but Vermillion did. It actually makes you faster entering the room because you don't get the stagger during the part where you don't have control of your character.
Little optimizations.
Yeah, just little micro nerd stuff. Like when you spend like hundreds of hours on the VE category, you find all this weird stuff. All right, we're going to the Fury. We're up top. It's still neck and neck.
Yeah, it is. It's actual seconds different. Crazy. They've both put a lot of work into this game. Vermillion, like you say, it's a veteran runner. He's at this point because he's put a lot of time over the past few years.
You know what's really cool? What I think is really awesome is when Vermillion started learning 3, all the 3 runners were like constantly like trying to help him and show him stuff. And then when Scott started running, Vermillion did that for him. And it's just really cool, like how it gets kind of like passed down to each person. I hope that's the experience everyone gets when they try running this game. It is a really, really cool speedrun. I like it a lot.
It happened to me. I got lots of info passed down. Verm gave me a bunch of tips and stuff, and a few other people that have run it have given me a few tips and things. So
Vermillion gets a little bit of time there, back for the better roll. Let's see who gets the better Fury.
Who's got RNG? Scott's got the left side. Oh no, he got...
Whoa, what's this RPG strat? What's he doing? Oh, Vermillion's a really risk of dying here.
Oh wow, Scott got a...
Oh, Scott's found him. One
Nice.
shot. Well
Very
done,
nice.
Scott.
Not sure what... Yeah, I'm not sure what
I think because he menued the RPG, so when you put a weapon into your inventory, it goes on the left side of your inventory, so it's one press to it. But because he menued the RPG as well, he would have thought that the RPG was in the Mosin spot. He's dead. Yeah, he's so dead.
Yeah, wow. That is unfortunate. So, kind of messed up his menu then, basically. And it's thrown him off a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, Scott can absolutely run away with this now. Like, Vermillion needs to get out of this fight very soon if he wants a chance of catching Scott.
Box being the strongest and best item in the game. Oh.
He gets an unfortunate blast off. He's chasing him like he's just losing time after time with this. This is crazy. Well, I told you the Fury is dangerous. Picking up Rykov, also dangerous. On Scott's screen here, you want to get a little touch on him like that. Rykov will see you in the box. He'll run over to meet you. Really, really nice from Scott here. Oh, gets the alert, but it won't matter. It won't matter.
Yeah, it's good. As long as he grabbed him in time.
Yeah, if he opened his mouth to speak, like if he had a spoke, the alert would have like kind of stuck more, and then obviously if he gets to the radio, then it's like a full alert. Dangerous. Not unmanageable for Vermilion, but very much running out of time in the run to catch up now.
Should see Scott do the only glitch you normally see in a run. Right here. Obviously, we saw one earlier because Verm is a lad and he pulled it off. But this is usually the only glitch you'll ever really see.
Yeah, the box slide found by a Pell. Any glitch in this game, basically, you're going to be saying it was found by a Pell. Not just, whoa, we're getting a Rykov RPG from Vermilion.
I've never seen this strat before, so I'm interested in that. Damn. Is that just some like fancy, unique strat that just...
He needs it. Like, that's all I can say. He needs to do stuff like this now. That was just from that like one menu misplacement, like not realizing that he had the RPG in the slot where the Mosin would normally be, and messing up that Fury fight. I warned you all though that the Fury can kill you. It doesn't matter what difficulty. Like Vermillion's no slouch. He's one of the best European extreme runners in the world, and the Fury will still kill him on VE if you're messing around.
You just have so much. You have such low HP by the time you reach him, even on VE. It's you get a handful of chances. And...
He's running short on spaces to catch this up. Let's think about this. Volgin, Shagohod, the boss.
Yeah,
pretty much it. Outside of a weird Eva reset, which you know we all live in fear of.
Yeah, but the way Scott's run's going right now, the way he's playing, he's really showing.
He's playing super hot. I wouldn't be surprised if he's on PB pace.
Yeah.
What mistake has Scott really made? A little bit slower of an Ocelot unit. That's it.
Yeah, that's probably the only major one because he had basically a perfect Ocelot. He did the strat. What else was there? He got the end perfect. Didn't have any. He didn't get shot.
Is it the Shagohod? Or Sokolov? Or maybe it's the Legacy?
I don't think there's anything else. Because just those two mistakes, really.
Who let you in here?
Just gonna go through the torture sequence here.
But even you must have your limits.
Not much to be said about this. Just waiting for this to get through. Scott will be coming out. Yeah, there we go. It's gonna enter the door code.
Yeah, so there's 3 ways to get out of the cell. The code, the fake death pill, or throw up. On this difficulty, the fastest way is easily the codec. We don't care if we have an alert here, it doesn't stop us from entering the sewers, so we just peg it.
Scott's making its way out. He's stuck to the wall there. That actually stops that shield guard from bashing you. The shield guard will run up to you, and then like if you stick to the wall and you're close to the wall, he'll just stop and run up. For some reason, it's just, I guess it's just positioning. And then right here, there's a dog that's behind this wall here on the right coming up. So Scott's gonna roll as soon as he gets to this cone, pretty much, to avoid that dog. Yeah. Luckily, that dog actually got hit by it. He almost got attacked by the dog. Cut it a little bit close. And then he's safe from here out. He's just gonna roll to the very end. Like he's just gonna go through it and roll underneath the pipes.
Yeah, whoever came up with those strats for the prison escape must be some kind of legend.
Wow. Everybody that's at the top of this game and has been at the top of this game is a legend. So.
Yeah, I'd say Verm is about 1.5 Scott mistakes behind right now. He needs like 1.5 mistakes to catch him.
Yeah, I think those are the only two mistakes Scott's made that were like really. Was the slot unit being slightly slow, and that's not even really a major mistake.
It's
to be honest.
literally seconds.
And then, what was the other one we said?
I think that's it. No, I think that's it.
Yeah, I can't remember. Yeah, I think that's probably it. Yeah. So really putting on a show. Granted, Verm is going for swaggier strats, just to show off and to make some entertainment for the viewers. Into the sewers. Scott's about to finish the sewers. There's not much to the sewers. You basically just, that Scott did and Verm's about to do. You're going to drop down, break Snake's legs, because it doesn't matter on VE. I mean, we get a full health bar. It's not a big deal. Drop down so it's quicker, break the legs, and then basically just crawl through like 4 vents and make our way to the exit as Scott's showing here. And then we'll get the Sorrow fight, which is what they brought the picked up the handkerchief for earlier to make that faster. They're gonna equip it and then just wave it 3 times.
I want to say it was Major who came up with this, because for a time we didn't actually know that the Sorrow didn't count towards the IGT. That was discovered, I think, like late 2020 or early 2021. So we were trying to find ways to save time during the Sorrow fight, and I'm pretty sure it was Major who came up with the handkerchief. You fall into the water and it just drains all your health so quickly. It looks cool too. It's one of my favorite strats.
And now you can do either or, because like you say, now we know it doesn't count towards IGT. It's whatever you feel like, really.
Because we leave the tracker in, so we have to deal with an Ocelot unit here. The only thing we have to watch out for is the shotgun. So there's one Ocelot unit guy who has a shotgun, and if he hits you, it knocks you over and you lose like 5 seconds. So that's all we care about. If you take the same line every time, he should never hit you.
He's on top of the rock there. Usually,
yeah, I don't know about this line. This line looks.
He might run down. Yeah, he's run down there.
No, it works. I take it back, Scott. I take it back. I'm sorry. It worked.
I've been hit by him running around there before. Just launches you. Skip through the longest. Gotta be one of the longest codec and cutscene sections in the game there. Behind the waterfall. Pretty easy to skip through though on like Xbox and stuff because the loading times are next.
Yeah, on PS3 it's a 25-second loading screen. On Xbox it's 6.
Yeah, it's the same on emulator because it runs its Xbox emulator, so it's maybe the same, maybe slightly slower. It depends. Let's see if oh. It's unfortunate. Verm got hit by the shotgun there. As you saw, he got launched forward, knocked down.
I think he used up all his luck yesterday in his Final Fantasy X run. Scott's killing it, man. If he can close this out, he'll be feeling damn good about himself. It's a hell of a victory to have Vermillion.
Menus look good. Looks like he's got all the weapons required. I think that's the longest menu in the game, right? This one, because you have to equip 4 or 5 different weapons, and you equip like, I don't know, I think it's like 1 item and 4 or 5 different weapons because we'll need them for the upcoming fights.
Yeah, just if you need in the box, which will transport you straight into the Shagohod hangar.
A little bit of tech is on the menus. They're actually going to do its weapons first, right? Because if you open the items menu, you get a delay on the weapon menu.
Yeah, some like weird inbuilt delay thing that doesn't work if you do it the opposite way around. I think it's because of physically how much stuff you put into the actual inventory is what causes the delay.
Yeah.
So technicians, like scientists, do not alert to a box, and they also can't see over objects.
Which is great for us, because as you saw, Scott just runs behind the fuel tank. Tech has no idea. Saw a box, doesn't know what he saw. Super confused. And he's going to bump roll this guard. Plant the last C4. And he's
nice and safe.
Fight.
You don't need to do anything fancy here. Like, don't try and do anything fancy in this room.
especially not on EE.
It's just one of the biggest resets, just because of how long and how many actions you have to do. All right, Volgin from Scott. You throw him to the floor and shoot him in the head multiple times with the sniper rifle. Nice and easy. And then in phase 2, you wait for him to do his attack, and then you fire at him a bunch of times with a sniper rifle. I actually like to let him hit me, just because it is... Oh, I thought he was going to mess it up there.
Nice.
No, he recovered. It's fine. It's fine. It's
Yeah.
fine. I like to let him hit me, just to guarantee, like, my shot will be perfectly when his iframes end. But yeah, Scott's into the bike chase now. He doesn't need to do a damn thing. And we get to see this lead, this difference, is going to be basically the same until the Shago HUD. You can mess up the Shago HUD. It is possible. Though you only have to hit him 3 times, it's possible to mess it up. These guards here, like, you don't need to do anything with them. Like, the game's going to progress either way. It's only in the second room of bike chase where you actually have to do anything with the guards.
Yeah, it's pretty much just an auto scroller. It's on rails. We done. Gets Volgan as well. There's a visual cue to find out when he's out of his iframes. When he removes his arms from his face, is pretty much when you can hit him with a last shot. But you can miss it if you go too fast.
Yeah, he just crosses his arms, and when he uncrosses them, that's his iframes gone. You're right. I love how the game just like turns up all the sound to like 500 at this point as well.
Yeah, it's actually kind of rough on the emulator, because for some reason the emulator is massively louder than the actual Xbox version. So this section is awfully loud, and basically you can't hear anything outside of the game.
I know it's like heresy to say anything bad about this game, but I actually think the audio mixing is absolutely tragic. And it's like the sounds of the game are so flat.
Yeah. It's kind of opposite to MGS2, because MGS2's PC port has the lowest audio mixing you've ever heard in the game. It's barely audible for some reason. It would be nice to have MGS2 a little bit louder, but you don't need the audio, luckily.
And you're actually missing options as well, because like you can change individually. You can change like the sound effects separate from the game music, and you just can't do that in MGS3.
Scott gonna equip the RPG for the next section.
If we're going to talk about like things we want to see in the remake, I want to see like better soundscapes.
Yeah, more like high fidelity and more like atmospheric stuff, I think would be cool.
Even directional would have like 3D sound would be great.
Yeah.
So yeah, this bit actually matters. So the bit Scott is doing now, he actually has to take out these guards, otherwise the area won't progress. So in the next room, it's not all of them. I think you can leave like 1 or 2 up, but like the main bulk of them, I guess.
It's these back ones. You need to make sure you take out these back ones, because they'll actually run all the way to this little alleyway that Eva's going down now. And obviously they're the furthest away, and they take time to run. She'll actually stop here normally, and then they'll take forever to run down, and she won't continue to kill them. But luckily, Scott got them all. It's not hard to hit them all if you just do like rapid fire shots. Unequip, re-equips. He's just going to trank the rest, because he actually doesn't need to take these out to progress.
As I said as well earlier, on other consoles, basically any other version of the game, you have to look at the floor the whole time to keep the frame rate high.
Yeah, I was going to say, everybody that's played this on like PS2 or PS3 back in the day, like you'll know, like this whole area lags completely.
It's worth like 20 plus seconds as well. It's ridiculous.
This area does lag on emulator, depending on your system specs and things like that. So like I look up in this section because it's lag for me, but it's like the only section in the game that lags. It's the bike chase. This part and the last part of the bike chase as well after the Shagahod fight. The only section that lags, so I just look up still. Luckily it's VE, so we don't actually have to do anything. If you don't want to, you can just look up the whole time. It's not required to do anything, because you're not going to die. So we're just waiting for the trigger. Scott will reach the trigger anytime now, and that will actually like kick in next half of the runway. where he's going to start shooting some RPGs at the Shagahod to deal a little bit of damage and knock it down to like a half HP, quarter HP, or whatever.
It's 40% of its health you can do, but on V, every rocket during the actual fight does 25% of its health. So you only need to, like, the most you can take it down is into a 3-hit fight instead of a 4-hit fight. So we always do enough damage to the Shagahod, and he takes the most damage on V, like, per rocket. So you pretty much don't have to worry about it.
Yeah. We're also going to try and aim for the plate, like just below the head there of the Shagahod. Because if you hit it in the track, you don't want to hit it in the tracks, it'll slow it down, and you don't really want to spam missiles too much. Because you'll basically just cause it to slow down, which will lose you time. You want to keep the Shagahod at max speed.
This is very much Scott's race to lose now.
Like that, you saw that there? He caused the Shagahod to slow down.
Yeah, like I say, it really doesn't matter. Once he's below 25%, like 25% damage taken, it doesn't matter what you do at that point.
Yeah, he could stop firing if he wanted to. So, and there you go. He can't do any more damage anyway. The game won't let him. I'm just spamming missiles away there.
I planted one seed recharge. The Shadowheart's not here yet. Keep your aim steady.
Scott's just going to do the setup like everyone does.
Yeah, Scott's just going to wait for the Shagahod to drive through the McDonald's them golden arches in the middle. And that's when you can shoot. It's like slightly before Eva says something. You go too early, you get a game over.
It's actually funny. Verm told me that you told him that, and he couldn't unsee it. And then Verm told me that when I learned, and now I can't unsee the McDonald's arches.
Yeah, that's it. It's all that matters is the golden M. It was Plywood who told me about it as well. Alright, so he's missed the setup. It shouldn't matter too much because he gets the additional rocket. Yeah. We're trying to get a Shagahod loop here. We're trying to stay behind the Shagahod the entire time. So he's just going to want to hit the back, hit the tread, and hopefully that tread sparks.
Looking good. Very nice.
Nice and easy.
Yep.
So watch this now. Watch this Volgin 2 from TheOtherScot. He's going to fire a rocket and hit him in the body and then the head. Oh, no, he's hit. Maybe? Nah.
No,
so you can get it in one cycle. This is a chance for Vermillion to get a little bit of time back, actually, now. Oh, you got to be quicker than that. Oh, my God, he's stunned for so long.
Also, unfortunately, missing the loop shot at the beginning there. There's a specific like visual cue to get it.
But yeah, he should be good. Behind him here, he should be fine.
Eva's playing ball, so.
Oh my God, he needs this glancing shot. Oh, I missed it. Unfortunate from Verm.
We'll get it here.
Oh, that was like torture watching that.
Yeah.
Probably lost like 20 seconds there. Can he do this? Right, you can hit him in the head and in the chest and the head. Nice. There we go. Perfect. Definitely picked up a fair amount of time back there. That's a big deal getting that one cycle Volgin fight.
Yeah, I'm not quite there yet, so I just go for the 2 cycle on mine. But bike chase for you. It's pretty much like. What, 6 minutes of nothing?
Love it. Take a moment, contemplate your life. Vermillion's done a fair amount to catch up there within that Shagahod fight. It might be enough.
The Fury is his biggest time loss so far. That was his biggest mistake. Was that menu on Mountains 3?
It's funny that trying out a tactic that you've only heard about in the heat of battle. Menuing your RPG early. You don't normally do that in runs. Decide to do it in a race, all kinds of weird stuff can happen. This is the bit right where you go and check where the other runner is. Like no matter what, like I always check here at Torture and here. So I assume that they'll both do that.
Yeah, just to see where they are, just seeing like how well. Because that will give them the idea of where what they can do next. If they want to play a little bit more risky. Not that there's much left they can do, actually, to be honest, that's risky.
It's really on the boss, like getting the boss perfect. it isn't the toughest fight in the world, but like you miss an input and you're losing a fair amount of time.
Where you go too fast, still got our iframes up.
That'll be the thing, like getting too ahead of yourself.
Yeah. If I'm in Scott's position, and if I watched Vermillion and I'm like looking at its screen now, I'm thinking, okay, I've got a little bit of time to play with. Not too much, but I don't have to rush.
No, I would feel like he's right on top of me. If I was looking at his screen compared to mine, I'd be like, oh my god, he's like right behind me. Even though it's like more severe of a gap than that, but it's just like the mental component of it. When you see like, oh, we're both on, the bike chain.
Yeah, I suppose. It's kind of like, this section is kind of like MGS2 Sniper, Twilight Sniping. It looks very close when two people are at it in a race, but you'll actually notice the absolute like discrepancy between them, but with the one that gets through first.
Yeah.
That gets to them two first, because you'll notice like the massive time difference.
Yeah,
So yeah, you're probably right.
55 on the log, so we'll see now. I do think he's caught up a fair amount of time though.
Yeah, that Volgan too probably did wonders. Just getting that one cycle. Even like Groznygrad, right? His escape, everything went fine there. He didn't have any. The only thing he took at the escape was a shotgun in the back, but that's like 5 seconds, and you could make that up.
Yeah, he's still a fair amount behind. It would require like a colossal mistake. I mean, Vermillion's like path with Eva is pretty clean. Like it is way faster than mine. I watched it when we raced. Like he gained so much time on me in that area. But no weird Eva stuff. Clean boss fight, and he's got this. That would be so awesome for Scott. Like fairly new to the game, beating certainly the best active player.
I mean, Verm has what, all the world records, almost all of the world records.
Many of them, yeah, many of them.
So he's definitely put in the grind over the past year or so, for sure. I haven't been considered a top MGS3 runner, one of the best, and he's still active right now. Anyway.
Yeah.
Not that the inactive runners aren't legends, like Apache. Right?
No, they're still really good. It's just, could they boot up their console and beat Vermillion in a race right now, though? I doubt it.
I reckon you could.
Yeah, I wasn't talking about me, obviously. Obviously, I could.
You ain't beating them.
Got a little menu going on there from Scott. Maybe a little mistake. Normally you don't go into the backpack. You just heal up Eva and get going.
Probably a little bit of nerves.
Yeah. Probably, yeah, a little bit too fast there on the menu. Click the backpack instead of.
Yo, what's up, Name? Thank you for the raid, mate. Hope your Abe was good.
Yeah. Nice. 25 people raid. On with the Eva escape. Yeah, I was going to say, I wonder if Scott's going to switch to Snake Eater Cam, because I wouldn't dare use 3D Cam in this room. But hey, looks like Scott is going to switch to... Maybe he'll switch between them. Maybe not.
See, he's going a little bit far from Eva. You want to, like, you have to be at this sweet spot. It's like not too far away, not too close, and she moves at the best speed, and she'll take better lines. But Eva's a meme, to be honest. Eva's a complete meme.
Yeah. Sometimes it's hard to judge. Sometimes I feel like it's something you just learn the more you do it. It's just something you get used to.
Yeah.
Like, as you become a better runner, because like even for me, like I'm nowhere near even like I'm super new to the run, and I barely run it. But even when I was like trying this stuff out, like there's times where like you run too far away and you misjudge it, and she'll just walk the other side of a tree, costing you time. Like there, unfortunately, like what Verm got, she just decided to walk the other side of the tree instead of round with him, and it's just. you're kind of stuck with it. You just have to work with it. And
Yeah, Verm's like stagger strat seems to be the best way to like keep her at the right length from you. But yeah, Eva's a troll, man. Absolute troll.
let's clear out this first room.
And if Scott hits a clean boss, he's got this. Like, that's all that's gonna matter. No pressure, dude.
He may not even know where Verm is. That would probably be best case scenario for him. Just don't put that pressure on yourself. Just keep doing your thing. Because he's playing... Oh, that's unfortunate. But yeah, he's playing super well. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if this isn't a PB for him, to be honest.
Yeah, he's only going to have to take out 2 guards in this room.
I can't really think of a mistake in this run that he's had apart from... Oh, no, a little bit slower of Volgin, a little bit slower of an Ocelot unit, but it's been pretty much clean throughout.
Yeah. Nothing major, like you said. Just seconds here and there on those things.
I wish I could ask him and say, yo, are you on PB pace, by the way? Here we go, into the boss. Like,
Yeah.
clean boss, and you got this.
Like you said, pretty easy fight on VE, but it's not as easy as it seems. It's quite easy to mess up the timing on the inputs and stuff for this, because you need a cycle here. He's going to do a specific cycle.
I hate that when people run at her. I hate that. Come on, Scott. Finish strong.
Nice. Looking good so far. Stun up. Now wait.
Yeah, if you shoot her too quickly, I think you got a hand shot there. It shouldn't matter too much.
Should
Like
be good on this one.
You want like mostly headshots. He's
There we
got it.
go.
He's got it.
GG.
Well done to Scott. Certainly won this race.
Yeah, he played.
Let's be real, you know, Vermillion did some interesting stuff, some like probably not recommended for race type stuff, but if you're gonna do that stuff, you got to execute it.
Yep.
And you know, like I say, Scott's mistakes were minimal, very, very minimal. I'd be surprised if this isn't like PB pace for him. I'd be interested to know if he comes into the call, like where he's at. Strong finish for Vermillion as well, but I'm so curious if this is like a PB for him.
Why are you giving me this?
Maybe they want to come in and chat. I'm sure
That's what he
Vermillion
said.
will want to come in and tell me how raw it is.
They're both great runners at this game. Them being the veteran of the two, Scott being the more recent runner, but definitely putting the work on VE. Definitely putting the work. So GG's to them both. As we said, Scott's definitely won this at this point. We're right at the end. So showed us a couple of swag strats throughout the run, and like Apache said, they're not safe for races. Generally not safe for marathon runs, but if you're going to throw them in, you're going to execute them. It's the way it goes.
I said to him, he said, you know, I'm gonna do some weird stuff.
Yeah.
I say, if you do some weird stuff and you fail, Scott could beat you in this race.
Yeah. It's all fun though. It's all fun and games. No one
Yeah, of course.
I don't think none of us ever take it seriously. All it does is it's fun. It's fun to race. All it does is benefits everyone. It just benefits everyone. Get better at the game.
It feels good to beat the better player on paper. It really does feel good, especially the first time. So it's a big deal for Scott. Like I assume it would be. Let's go, Scott.
Oh
GG's,
my god.
GG's. That was a phenomenal run.
Yo, nice run, bro.
GG's, man.
GG's.
Oh, the nerves were definitely there. I fucked up so much.
I was saying, like, I couldn't really call out a mistake from you apart from Volgin 2 and a little bit of the Ocelot unit, but that's it.
That was probably
Ocelot
about
unit
it.
was my biggest one. My menus, I put in the European Extreme menu, not the VE menu. So I was running with the M1911 and the Moisen for most of that final section.
See. Okay, all I'm gonna say is when I got to the Furies, like the underground, right? I thought in my brain, I was like, the Mosin's 2 down. Like I thought that like 10 times over, and then when I got the middle spawn, I went 1 down because I reacted to him being middle, and I shot the RPG, and I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh no!
We thought that Apache mentioned that because you picked the RPG up and you menued it
Yeah.
on mountains, and
Yes.
Apache you've said if isn't careful and doesn't think about his menus, the RPG will actually be in the spot where you
dude,
think the Mosin will
was
be,
thinking
and
about it.
immediately,
I
as
was
Apache had said
conscious
that
about
earlier.
it like 10 times. I was like, it can't be. It's 2 down. It's 2 down. It's 1 down. It's the rocket. Okay, and I still did it. And I still
Look,
did it. I still shot myself with the
we've
rocket.
we've all wanted to rocket him at one point or another. Let's be honest.
And then it was just unfortunate because Verm had to reset the fight, and you just got bad RNG. He flew
Yeah,
away.
it
He
was
ended
just
up
bad.
going-
Yeah, it's the Fury. You know, it's how it is.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? That's what you
I
can.
did notice you pulled out some sick strats though that I've never used before.
I just wanted to like show off some like really cool stuff that V still has. You know, like
What the fuck was that? Rykov?
Oh, you never said Rykov before? That Rykov's I love that Rykov strat.
RPG. I've never seen that before either, and Apache had mentioned it. He goes, when you menued the RPG at Mountain Street, Apache goes, I wonder if he's going to do like an RPG Rykov strat, which actually saved you time. Like that allowed you to catch up a little bit because of that, because it launches the Rykov right
the
there.
Fury's way too bad.
Yeah, you did well though to catch up.
You needed mistakes from Scott, and he just wasn't making them.
He was playing really well.
I honestly thought you were like because I looked at your PB and I thought surely like maybe if I rewatched it again I would spot out more mistakes, but I couldn't really see anything that wasn't clean from you.
We tried.
Well,
We tried, and the only 2 we had was those. It was the Ocelot unit and Volgan. It was the only thing we could think of.
Yeah, I lost like maybe 2 seconds at the very start of the run, and it was just complete nerves. I'm not even gonna lie, it was nerves. Going back against the tree up at the top before you get your gear back, and I never skipped part of the cutscene. I'd missed a cutscene, so chat got 3 seconds of cutscene. But no, other than that, I will say that I mean that was probably one of the best all round runs I've done.
Yeah, it was really good. It seemed.
But I'm far too washed for that to have been a PB. And if that's a PB, I'll be raging because guess what? I didn't record that.
Yeah, we recorded it. It's fine.
No, they recorded it.
That's why we're going to credits just in case. What's your PB?
We got to see it.
I was like really sad about what's it called? Ocelot unit, because I had to set up everything good. I just threw the grenade a little too far to the right. So the 3 guards are still up.
Did you have a bad Ocelot unit as well?
He went for the IL strat and nearly got it.
Yeah,
no,
I was like, I threw the grenade too much to the right, unfortunately. So 3 guards are still up. Lost a little time there.
Dude, you sauced me with the strats you went for. Well done.
Nah, you bodied me. That's all that matters. Yeah. I went for the pain skip, and I was okay. That's not my favorite thing. I wanted from this run was a pain skip.
Yeah,
you
pulled it off.
Yeah,
I was just very happy that I had a good Ocelot and the pain, especially when I saw you going for pain skip. I went, this is my chance to get ahead and not let him back in front.
Yeah,
it was close there because the pain ended up. You missed those shots, and we thought either the shield's going to up or he's going to roll, and he rolled. And it was like you needed to finish him before he put his B shield on, and Verm was doing the second part. He was taking the second pill at the time, and it was like it was pretty neck and neck, and he was taking the second pill to get through the to skip the pain, and then he got it, and you kind of both like you faded into back into gameplay as he just like he was slightly behind. So,
I was keeping an eye early game of the 2 runs and just seeing them side by side all the way up into basically the Fury, but the end we're both going up the ladder pretty much neck on neck. I was just happy to make.
Go on.
I said I was just happy to keep it competitive.
You're playing really well
Fair enough, yeah.
for sure.
We didn't know if
Oh.
you knew. We didn't know if either of you knew where each other were because, like Apache said, you might have checked it. Like he checks at Torture and like Bike Chase, and yeah, and we thought like you might have done it then because he did say like now's the time that they might check each other, might know where each other is and where they stand. But obviously, like you said, you were watching up till Fury and then probably didn't see it until the end.
Yeah, pretty much. Like that's the beauty of having the dual screens, and I don't need the other screen. I just kept it up so I could be like, how far away is it getting? How far away is it getting? Oh my god, I'm ahead. Just keep going. Don't fuck this up.
Yeah, it's awesome to beat someone who should beat you on paper. It's a sick feeling.
Like, there's no doubts about it. Verm is, between yous two and Call, two of the best MGS3 players we've got.
And Fury's here as well. Let's go.
Theory and me are here.
I'm not. I'm far from an MGS3 runner. I've run it like 4 or 5 times, and I've barely like scratched the surface.
I run it more, man.
If this was MGS2, it'd be a little bit different. Like I'd be more confident in that. But
it's fine. Next time round, you can teach me MGS2.
I'm
Once I finish the European Extreme.
You don't want me to teach you.
I was saying during the run, but I'm just glad when new people pick up the game, like all the people who have run it, like go and help them. Like, you know, everyone helped Vermillion when Vermillion started, and now Vermillion helps Scott, helps Theory, and it just keeps going on like that. And eventually we'll have like maybe like 10 Metal Gear Solid 3 runners. It'll be amazing.
Maybe. Right now there's like not that many, unfortunately. Sad.
No, it's a cool run, and now you can use the emulator. So yeah, definitely.
It's so much more accessible now.
Yeah, and the collection too.
Yeah, hopefully. Granted, though, like even if it doesn't come to PC, although fingers crossed it does come to PC, even if it doesn't, you'll be able to play it on PS5 and new consoles. So
if the PS5 version is like the Xbox version, but it has PS3 aiming, it'll categorically be the best version.
Oh,
100%. 100%.
I'll cry.
By the way, the funny thing is I've heard you guys say this over the years. Like every time I've seen Apache run or race someone or Verm race or anybody that's the top of MGS3 always race. And the one thing that you always say is, oh yeah, Xbox controls are like they're fine, but like the aiming is like god awful. It sucks.
It's tragic.
It's trash. You get the lock, the quick switch lock, some sort, and all that stuff, and you're like, oh yeah, that's fair enough. Like you don't actually realize how annoying it is until you run. When I started running, immediately, like when I was doing the end fight, I was like, oh, this is terrible. Like now I know the pain. It is god awful, and I like Xbox controllers and the controls on most Xbox games, but my days. MGS3 is not built for it.
Here's my big secret. I actually prefer doing the end fight in European Extreme with the Mark 22 aim than I do with the easy gun. I don't know why.
I mean, it's a lot. I'm less stressed fighting the end.
We actually said this actually. Me and Apache did say this. I'm not an Euro expert and I've never run it, but like I've seen you guys run it enough. And the VE strat is just you get one chance and that's it. There's no backup to that.
It's stressful. Getting shot by the end sucks too, like really hard.
Yeah, you have like no time to do your next action. But yeah, I think like the Euro strat, like at least if you mess up in European Extreme, you have ways of backing it up. But there's just no backup in VE. You just have to reset. But both of you were flawless on it. You were both literally flawless on it.
That was my biggest fear because you had seen just how bad my end
I even mentioned it.
I think I took 5 attempts at my first marathon. This is only my second time running this at an event. So to get that first time, I was very happy. I did a little dance in my chair.
You'll be proud of that. You'll be proud of this one, mate.
Mm-hmm.
It was in the back of our minds. We were like, second time at a marathon.
Scott, what's your PB?
108.07.
All right, man. I think this is for sure PBing, dude. No, I think for sure this is.
I mean, we just crossed it in RTA.
See if I manage to go under 107, like do a 107 at this. Massive.
It was a. To be honest, like me and Apache said, it was a phenomenal run.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
like,
it was
too many mistakes that we could pick out, and that was it. Like seconds of time loss on some small mistakes.
Yeah.
No, I think this might just be short. I'm not sure. It's
going to be close.
Let me hear the pop off.
Let's see. Let's see.
Come on. 108.07.
Oh, off by 11 seconds. It was
Ooh.
close to my PB.
108.18.
I
That's really good though.
I can tell you right now, if I didn't fuck up my menu, and because I don't know if you've noticed, I went back and fixed it just after Bike Chase so that I had muscle memory.
Yeah, we were wondering why he went into the backpack. We thought it might just
Yeah.
be a
Your
mistake.
time here.
No, it was specifically so that I could get rid of the M1911.
That's fair. We said it. I said like maybe like Patchy said maybe nerves or something. You just like were too fast on the input or something there. Because I was like, he's gone into the backpack, and we don't normally do that. You just heal either, just fever and healer and get on your way. But
oh
fair
well,
enough.
GG. I
GG's,
have
dude.
loved this. This was fun.
Yeah,
Next time European Extreme.
Yeah, do it.
Let's do it.
We need more Euro runners for sure. So yeah,
That'd be
definitely do,
sick.
man.
All right. Anything else before we move on?
No, I need to go poop. If that's something you want the stream to hear.
Not really. Just make sure you stop streaming before you do that. So,
I will do it.
but yeah, we're gonna get ready for the next run. We're gonna ask these fellas to stop streaming so they can clear up the RTMP, and we'll get ready for the next run. So, stay tuned. We'll be right back.